Yes, we are back with another Criminal Minds video on Martin Chats. This show is really great, but just like there were a lot of great moments, there were also a lot of really sad moments. Here are my top 9 saddest and most emotional moments from Criminal Minds. Number 9. Maeve dies. Dr. Maeve Donovan was a recurring character who was Spencer Reid's first love interest. And I'll admit, her character was a little weird to me at first, but she was likable. Her and Spence had an incredible bond over the phone, and that was because Maeve had a deranged stalker who was following her around, prompting her to stay inside. They really did love each other, and it was very sweet. So when Maeve was killed right in front of Reid, especially the first time he actually saw her face to face, it was very sad. He did everything he could to try and save her, but in the end, it didn't work.
Me for her, let me take her place.
You would do that?
Yes.
You would kill yourself for her?
Yes.
Thomas Merton. Who's Thomas Merton? He knows. He knows. Who's Thomas Merton? Who is he? He's the one thing you can never take from us. No.
Number 8. Hotch dreams of Haley. This moment comes from Season 9, Episode 5, mirroring Season 5, Episode 9.
He's been missing for over 5 hours, and we know how time-sensitive these cases are. The Amber Alert is expanding every hour. Excuse me.
Hodge? Aaron!
Because of the stabbing the Reaper inflicted on Aaron back in Season 4, Aaron was suffering internal bleeding and had to have emergency surgery. During his surgery, Hotch experiences vivid visions of his late wife. And just because it's a dream doesn't necessarily mean that it's not real. This moment is sad because Aaron misses his wife and his first real love. This episode takes place 4 years after Haley's death, but you can tell Hotch is still hurt from it.
Who's that?
Her name is Beth.
He's gotten so big. Oh, she's really good with him.
She's not you. And I'm not enough.
Oh, stop beating yourself up. You're a great dad. You always have been.
This whole episode is good, but the moments we spend in Aaron's dream are the most interesting and the most emotional, because you really can feel his pain as he said one final goodbye to Haley.
Beth's a keeper, and Jack really likes her. So don't screw it up. Bye, Aaron. And yes, I still love you too.
Number 7, Gideon quits. Jason Gideon was really the heart and soul of the BAU. I really liked this character because he was passionate, he always followed his heart, and he was just different than the other characters. That man was the best at what he did. Definitely the smartest member of the team and the most complex. One of the issues being too emotionally involved with the cases he's handled. Since 1973, Gideon has stood toe-to-toe with some of the most dangerous psychotic people in this world. The man was a legend, but after years and years of seeing pain and torture, he just couldn't take it anymore. He had to get out of the game.
Spencer, I knew it would be you who came to the cabin to check on me. I'm sorry the explanation couldn't be better, Spencer. And I'm sorry it doesn't make more sense. But I've already told you. I just don't understand any of it anymore. Here you go.
You get enough to eat, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Traveling?
Yeah.
Where are you headed?
Nowhere in particular.
How will you know when you get there?
That's a good question. Rose, that's a very good question. Have a great day.
You too.
I guess I'm just looking for it again. For the belief I had back in college. The belief I had when I first met Sarah and it all seemed so right. The belief in happy endings.
I was really sad when Mandy decided to leave the show. I really liked his character, Jason Gideon. And I wish he would have come back for at least an episode or two. But I do think it's clever how the writers decided to make Gideon quit because of the same reasons Mandy wanted to quit the show in real life. I thought that was clever, at least. Number 6. Tyler gets his revenge. Children of the Dark.
Yeah, Hutch. We just dropped them off. We're leaving. Backpacks? No, why? Why would we search the backpacks?
Tyler! Drop that gun.
Are you hurt?
Come on, kid, take it easy.
They're lies.
I know. But you could have come in here and you could have made her pay. And you didn't because you're good. You're not Gary. No. You're nothing like him.
That moment was sad because the kid was really hurting. That lady, the foster mom, was crazy. Even though this episode is fake, obviously, actors and actresses, it's inspired by real life. There are some foster parents who seriously abuses their foster kids, not even their real kids. And it's sad. The children are living with people who aren't even really their real family, their biological family, and they're being abused and you know, mentally tortured. It's just evil. Tyler had the chance to take justice in his own hands, but I think him shooting the pictures instead of the lady is even more sad, because like he said, it's all fake. The kids aren't happy there, and you'd be surprised at the amount of kids who grow up and do terrible things because of their parents.
Yeah. Okay. Give me the gun. I got you.
I got you.
Number 5. Emily reunites with David Smith. So David Smith is a kid Emily met years ago, way back in the beginning of season 3. David's father was using him to lure women to him. From there, he kidnapped them, tortured them, and cut out their hearts. Pretty vicious man. Now, imagine how that must have rubbed off and affected the kid. Oh wait, we don't have to imagine because we actually got to see it. David grew up vicious just like his father, only instead of kidnapping and killing women, he kidnapped and killed men. Remember what I said about children doing things because of their parents.
David, go ahead. Do what you have to do. Shoot me, if that's who you really are.
Oh my God, Emily. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I know. This is who you really are.
That moment was sad because David has had such a hard life growing up. And the only real, true good thing in his life has been Emily Prentice. She saved him from his dad years ago, and now she's got to save him from himself. Number 4. Morgan says goodbye to Garcia. I think we can all agree that Shamar Moore's character, Derek Morgan, was a fantastic character, and his arc in season 11 was unbelievably fantastic. And it was very sad and emotional saying goodbye to the character. Every individual scene that saw Morgan saying goodbye to his fellow teammates were sad, but none was more heartbreaking and tear-jerking than him saying goodbye to his baby girl.
Everything you and I do together is magic. Since the minute we met.
But it's ending. And I'm scared. You make me feel super brave.
You make me feel safe. You know you're partially to blame for me leaving. You got such a big heart. I think it rubbed off on me.
Partially. I think the actual reason is that literal baby boy.
Yeah.
I'm really glad it wasn't a baby girl. Really glad. Is that wrong?
No.
It's not.
No. You will always be my original baby girl. Penelope Garcia. I love you so much.
Okay. I don't think my heart can take any more of this, so, I'm assuming that the good news is I'm the godmother. And take your silence as a yes.
If you didn't cry or even tear up at that scene, it's because you've not watched the show long enough to see their relationship.
As a good friend of mine said, every ending is also a beginning. We just don't know it at the time. I'd like to believe she's right.
Number 3. Aaron resigns his post.
Hutch saw Peter Lewis watching one of Jack's soccer games.
By the time Hutch reacted, Lewis had taken off. The Bureau searched the area, but he disappeared.
So now what? Do they have around-the-clock surveillance?
Initially, yes, agents were assigned to watch Jack 24/7. But when we were all in LA on the John David Bates case, Scratch surfaced again, this time at Jack's school.
Going after Jack takes us to a whole new level.
Peter Lewis is not going to stop, which is why Hotch and Jack have now entered the program.
Witness protection. Oh, okay. Wow.
But now that this happened, we can drop everything and focus on catching Mr. Scratch, and then Hotch can come back, right?
He went away believing that could happen. But things have changed. He's now decided that he can't put himself and Jack in danger again. He just sent in his resignation. I know this is a lot to process.
I mean, yeah, he's a great dad, and this is an impossible job, and we know how much tragedy he's had. He's had enough tragedy, but does this mean we're never going to be able to talk to him again?
We don't have a choice. It's not ideal, obviously, but as his friends, we have to support his decision.
So this moment was really, really sad because I really like Hotch. Aaron Hotchner is my favorite character, and for 12 seasons, he made this show. He was a very driven, dramatic character, operatic in some ways, and grand in some ways. And you gotta love his relationship with Rossi.
Some of us had an inkling. What? I'm good at what I do. So are you going to get psychological counseling for the team or handle it internally?
No, I think that if we all just got together, maybe a cooking lesson and at the home of one of our founders, it could boost morale.
Is this an order?
No, it's just it's a very tempered suggestion.
Yeah, tempered, yes.
Honestly, firing Thomas Gibson from Criminal Minds was one of the network's worst mistakes out of the entire series. I literally fell out of love with this show when Hotch was written out, because it didn't really feel the same at all. It doesn't even really look the same. That was sad for me, to never be able to see my favorite character again moving forward. And I know there was a physical altercation behind the scenes, but I don't believe that Gibson just up and kicked the writer because he got angry. I'm sorry, I just don't. Almost every actor and actress that played on the team of Criminal Minds had an issue with the writers and the network. So for me to hear them say that Gibson had issues with one of the writers, that's nothing new. It seems like everybody had issues with whatever silly writer was on set. I just find it weird that they're making it seem like Thomas is just a troublemaker. There's two sides to every story. I have to admit though, I like Hotch's send-off. The way they wrote him out did make sense with the character. Still, I wish it wasn't necessary.
We stand beside one another. Through good, through bad. Because we're family. So, to Aaron and Jack, I don't know who's luckier, but it warms my heart to know that they'll be together every day and safe.
Here, here.
And to Emily, our friend and new unit chief, welcome home.
Cheers.
So long as the memory of certain beloved friends lives in my heart, I shall say that life is good. Helen Keller.
Number 2, Strauss dies. I touched on this part a bit when I talked about my favorite moments from the show, but this moment was very, very sad because I didn't want Erin to die. I really liked her. I'll admit she was a pain in the first 2 seasons, but she grew into a loved one. So to see her slowly die in Erin's arms was very emotional and unexpected.
He put a gun to my head. He made me drink.
I'm sorry.
I wish I'd let him kill me.
Did you know him?
No. He knows my family. He knows my children. You have to protect him. You have to,
Erin.
You have to find him.
We will.
You have to
It's
protect.
all right. Just take a breath.
I love my children. Please tell them.
They know. They know.
Once you said I love my son the most. That's not true.
I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Aaron, I can't see you.
I'm right here.
I don't want to die alone.
I'm right here. It's okay. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay.
That was a really sad episode, not just for the audience, but for the characters as well. She was more than just their section chief, she was their friend. And number 1, the end of the rainbow. So, of course, this moment was going to be number 1. The saddest moment in the entire show was the end of the show. The show I grew up with for 15 seasons, 15 years, started when I was a little kid, ended as I'm approaching adulthood. And it ended just the way it began, with the team going out on a case.
We will debrief on the jet. Wheels up.
We got a new one?
Yes, and this will be her maiden voyage.
I love the smell of a new jet in the morning.
Good night. Goodbye. Good luck. Don't cry. It's the edge of it all. It's the edge of it all. All my friends at the end of the world, I hope to see you again. It's the end of this time. It's the end of our time. Oh, how little did we know. We had such a long way to go. When you sleep tonight, you'll be in my dreams. Sharp, the kind of love, soft, dark, nothing comforting me. The earth went quiet, and the air went still. I feel you now more than I ever will.
As far as a series finale goes, I couldn't have asked for anything better. I'm just sad it's over, but I do think that they stopped at a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching my saddest moments on Criminal Minds. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Unfortunately, this will be the last Criminal Minds video I do on this channel. You know, I covered the series as a whole, I talked about my favorite moments from the show, and now I'm talking about the saddest moments from the show. You know, anything after this would really just be redundant. The show is over. The actors and actresses who played on it and made this show, they made their statement, they got the job done, and they all moved on.
Hey, someone knows how to throw a party.
They say that good things happen to good people.